Welcome back, everyone. We have some breaking news today, and I do want to cover it because it is unfortunate news in many different ways. So many of you guys have been following the saga of Matt Hoover as well as Justin Erving, and with their AutoKeyCard situation and the ATF and their prosecution. So just quick backup here for everybody who's new and hasn't heard about it, because since I made my video, I think I've gained like 50,000 subscribers, so I know there's a lot of new folks here. So the AutoKeyCard was something that was invented by Justin Erving. It was a novelty item marketed in several different ways, sometimes beer openers, a lot of different things, and it had etchings of a lightning link on it. What is a lightning link? A lightning link is a device that you can make. I should note they were out of spec etchings, so like it wasn't even the correct spec if you wanted to make a lightning link, but it did have the image of a lightning link etched into it. And it was sold as a novelty item, a gag item, something to talk about or opening beer cans and rant about the ATF with, for example. So those were sold by Justin, and they were marketed by Matt on his channel, CRS Firearms. And essentially Matt called the ATF, asked if it was okay. The ATF said yes. He did paid advertisements for this company, which I do here all the time on the channel. As many of you guys know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's also a First Amendment issue to be able to advertise for companies. We are allowed to do that in America. We're allowed to say things in America. That's kind of, you know, it's literally the First Amendment for this country. So Matt did that. Justin was arrested by the ATF, and then following that, Matt was arrested by the ATF, charged with a bunch of things. He was charged with a bunch of things. Essentially, he was convicted a few months ago and basically was convicted of conspiring to sell machine guns and a couple other charges, and was looking at doing, I believe, up to 40 years in federal prison for this. Now, just to reiterate for new folks, no machine guns were sold. The ATF could not. They tried with 3 of them, tried to convert them into lightning links that would actually function in AR-15s to make them into machine guns. The ATF, even with their technical experts, their entire machine capabilities that they do have to machine out items, fabricate items, they were not able to get these to function as lightning links. So in no way, shape, or form were these ever machine guns, or were they items that the ATF could prove could be converted into a machine gun. So yeah, let that sink in. So these men were both convicted. And right now the sentencing as of today came out. So the sentencing for Matt was 60 months in jail, which is 5 years. And for Justin was 68 months, both of them getting credit for time served. Yeah, I mean, that's just insane is the answer to that question. If you look at a similar product that is, again, still not a machine gun, like, for example, the force reset triggers, essentially the ATF just gave the companies that were manufacturing them cease and desist letters. Now, there's a whole separate story to that. I'm not going to go down that route, but no one's in jail. No one's life has been ruined. It's going through a legal process. I'm sure somebody's life has been ruined by dealing with a legal process, but my point is they're not in jail. I don't know much about Justin Erving and his situation. Obviously, it's horrible as well, but I do know Matt. I talked to his wife an hour ago. I asked her if she had any comments, and she said she was going to get something together, but I'm sure she's very busy at the moment, and I wanted to record this before, you know, the sun goes down. So there will be a link to support Matt's wife and his 2 children down below in the video description as they go forward with both the legal battle and just life, because Matt was the primary income earner for his house, operating his FFL, as well as his YouTube channel, and definitely Erica is still putting videos up on his YouTube channel, so check that out if you guys haven't subscribed over there as well. But it's very frustrating, I'm sure, for everyone involved. Again, I've talked to Erica at this point multiple times, and it's just, when you talk to her, you can feel the pain that she's going through, not just because her husband has been taken away from her by a rogue government, but the father of her children has been taken away from her by a rogue government. Again, to reiterate, no machine guns were sold, not one. Nothing that could be converted into a machine gun was sold. Matt didn't do anything illegal by advertising for any company. I don't care who you advertise for. If you're advertising, that is a First Amendment issue on YouTube. Now, again, just to predict the comments down below, some of you guys are going to say you didn't like the way Matt did his advertisements. I get it. I get it. He poked the bear at the ATF. He did. But you know what? That's legal in America. We should be able to poke the bear. We should be able to poke the crown, right? That's why this country was created, one of the primary reasons for it. So it's just a tragedy. And you think that these people did, I should mention before getting into that, very likely, obviously the sentencing was just handed down today, which starts the ability to appeal, right? So this case is going to be appealed by both men. And I shouldn't say very likely, because I almost just said very likely overturned. But in 2023 America, I can't say that. Like, because what just happened, right? This is a jury in Florida that convicted a man, both men, of doing this, which they didn't do. Like, they were literally convicted for selling machine guns. And the judge in the sentencing discussions yesterday in court asked the ATF, have any of these been turned into machine guns? The ATF said no. And then the judge asked the ATF, if these are so dangerous, why aren't you going around and seizing them? The ATF didn't have an answer for them. Why? Because these are not machine guns. Everyone knows it's machine guns. I'm going to roll in a quote from Solzhenitsyn here from Gulag Archipelago, and it's so fitting for the country that we live in right now. Everyone knows they're lying. The prosecutors know they're lying. The ATF agents know they're lying. We know they're lying. We know they're lying. And they just keep lying. And that's the state of affairs in America right now. And, if we lived in a just country, things like this would never happen. That's a victimless crime, which it's not even a crime. But let's pretend it was a crime. Show me the victims. There aren't any. If the government is the only victim of a crime, there is no crime. I suppose with that, we will end the video, guys. I could rant on, but I don't want to, and it's just going to take your time. I know a lot of you guys feel the same way I do, and it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating when these things happen, and it's a travesty that happened to these two men and their families. That's really all I got for you guys. I don't know what else to do. Again, if you're interested in supporting them, there will be a link to support them down below in the video description. If you do that via Give, Send, Go, all of that money will go to the families involved. So that's definitely the best way to do that. And that's really all I got for you. Let me know what you think down below in the video description, in the video comments. I look forward to reading it. I think there's going to be some insightful folks down there in the comments. So, all right, guys, see you.